The United Nations World Food Programme, or WFP, has announced that it has managed to deliver essential food aid to millions of people in Ethiopia's Tigray region, as well as to the regions of Afar and Amhara. The conflict between Ethiopia's federal government and the TPLF forces has claimed thousands of lives and destroyed much of Tigray's infrastructure. The UN has been warning for months that millions of people in the region were on the brink of famine. But since the two warring parties agreed a humanitarian truce in late March, there's been a marked improvement in the situation, with hundreds of truckloads of supplies passing into the worst affected areas. Adrian Van Der Knaap is the World Food Programme's country director for Northern Ethiopia, and I spoke to him earlier.
There is good news and there is bad news. The good news is that the humanitarian truce that was agreed in March, April is holding and has allowed us to bring in humanitarian supplies. We brought in food for 1.1 million people out of 2.1 that are planned. We have the food to do the remaining 1 million. That is the good news. The bad news is that after 20 months of war, not only in Tigray but also in Amhara and Afar, the situation is not getting better. We do need more corridors. We need the humanitarian truce to continue, and we expect that it will continue, but we need to open more corridors. Of course, we need more funds. We're running out of money. But in general, we need also more basic services so that the local economies can start picking up.
So it sounds to me as though there are two approaches here. You've got the political approach on one end, which is a lot less favorable, and the humanitarian approach, which seems to be improving. Has a famine, therefore, been averted?
Yes, it has been averted, but that doesn't mean that the situation remains like this. That's why I said the good news is the humanitarian truce has allowed us to bring in supplies. This needs to continue, but after 20 months of war, people have exhausted or near exhaustion of their alternatives. They are running out of that one. Without opening more corridors, more funds, and more basic services, we will not be able to keep improving. So the good news, we are on track. But the bad news is we need much more to avert far worse situation.
How many trucks are able to access Tigray at the moment?
Since the humanitarian truce in April, almost 4,000 truckloads, because those trucks go up and down, we and partners have been able to bring in through the Samera-Mekelle corridor.
Are they enough?
Yes, if the corridor remains open, if we are able to open a second and third corridor, and the problem is also fuel, we are on track. It's picking up now, it's getting better, but there was enormous shortage of fuel in the country in general. As a result, since almost a month, we haven't been able to bring in fuel into Mekelle, and that slowed down the food dispatches and other humanitarian programs also. So the situation with fuel in the country is improving, and together with the authorities, we are trying to figure out how to get the necessary amount of fuel, which is 2 million liters per month, that we need inside Tigray to get it there so that we can continue with the food distributions, etc. Things have opened up. The bad news is it's not enough.
And Mr. Van Der Knaap, we've also been getting reports of accusations on both sides during the conflict that government forces alongside TPLF forces have both attacked and or blocked aid convoys. Are such concerns now a thing of the past as far as getting aid through is concerned?
We have not been blocked since April, apart from some small security issues here and there. Neither the government nor the Tigray forces have blocked aid flowing into the corridor that is open.
Adrian Van Der Knaap of the WFP speaking to me from Ethiopia.